beautiful creatures. Welcome to the Oracle of Lilith. My name's Amy, and I'm so glad to have you. I hope you're doing well. Today, I'm doing a pick a card spirit medium session where we're going to bring through messages from the dearly departed, and I'm really glad you're here today. This is a very special reading. I don't do these often because my connection to the dead is very intense and I feel a lot of their emotions and sorrow and things like that. So that's why I don't do it often. So if this is your first time to my channel, hi, hello, how are you? It's so good to have you. I hope you will consider subscribing to my channel and becoming a member of my tribe. If you're a returning subscriber, hey guys, how are you? It's so good to have you. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for stopping by. I always enjoy connecting with your energy. So today, the psychic linking objects are going to be these candles. And I will tell you how I came to the candles as a psychic linking object. I have 3 groups of spirits connecting with me. Each one has a frequency and a color energetically surrounding them. The first group is blue. Now, also, the information I got about the blue group is that this is a group of people who have passed over, crossed over, because of a health issue, be it mental, spiritual, emotional, or what have you, okay? The second group is the red group. They have a red, powerful red, somewhat pinkish aura, but more pink is in the yellow. Anyway, so you may be drawn to both of those. So, but this group is passionate. They're passionate in love. They may have died in a passionate way, meaning by violence, and that kind of thing. They could have both. They could just have been really passionate about life, but passion was important in their lifetime. They were either taken by it, or they lived by it, or they did both, okay? The third group is so special, okay? This is a group that is going to be rapidly reincarnating, okay? And yesterday, I posted on my Instagram a bunch of text messages from the dead. I only posted them for a little bit, and then I archived them like I always do. But anyway, I might make those public again, I don't know. But I had a group, and this is kind of, I've had spirits who are going to reincarnate quickly come before, but I've never brought through messages, and I've never, really expanded on that on my channel. So this is that group. There's also a group of children attached to group 3. Okay, and they are surrounded by white, golden, yellow light. Okay, there's a very angelic, ascended energy about this particular group. You may be pulled to 1 and to 3, 2 and 3, 3 and 3, all of them. It's just going to vary. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a little video with some backing music to help us kind of get in the frequency of connecting with our dearly departed and seeing which ones they want to come through. You may have several people who want to come through in different groups. So just keep that in mind. And I will see you beautiful, magical creatures on the other side. Bye, guys. all of you that were drawn to this beautiful blue candle. This is going to be your reading, your session with messages from the dearly departed. This group has an interesting energy just starting off. There are some people who died of prolonged illness that was well known in their family. I have some who had dementia or Alzheimer's in this group as well. I have some that died very quickly, so it's different for different people. Now, trigger warning, there may be some talk of mental illness that caused the death as well of some of them in this group. So we do have some suicides in this group as well. So just keep that in mind, and if you're triggered by that, then this may not be the reading for you. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put the microphone down, I'm going to draw your cards, we'll fast forward through that, and then I'll get into the message. Now, at the end of each group, I'm going to get letters and charms, so we'll get more like initials, names, we'll see what comes forward with the letters, okay? So right now, I'm going to start shuffling up your cards. Okay, group one, let's get into your cards and see what comes forward. I just have to say, while I was drawing this particular group's cards, I felt a lot of sorrow. There's been a lot of tears over this group, like prolonged sorrow. Some of the loved ones of the dearly departed have suffered serious levels of depression. I think some of you guys are blaming yourselves, even if this was a disease or something like that, you still think that you could have done more to keep them alive. You know, if this was death by a self-action, some of you guys are feeling like you should have seen it, you should have been more sensitive to it. And the truth is, no one could have known, right? And each soul has their own journey, and their journey came to an end. I'm seeing this very grandmotherly energy. She has gray hair. She's wearing gold glasses. They remind me of like 1970s glasses. And she's wearing pink lipstick, and she's wearing eyelashes, or her eyelashes are long. Her face is very wrinkled and very hollowed out, and she's wearing pink with like a lace collar, and she's holding out her hand going, "It's okay, it's okay." And I'm having a J name like Janice, Jan, Jacqueline, something like that, Jane, Janie, Jan. It's okay, it's all right, it's going to be fine, it's going to be okay, all right? It's everything worked out the way it should have. So please release your guilt, because there's no reason for you to be suffering. And I'm getting this energy from this group that I've gotten this before in another reading, but it's been a long time. They want you to think about the loss of them as if they're in another room, because truly that's what death is. It is a process of life, and the afterlife really is just another room in the house of the universe. Okay, so let's get into these cards. We have matriarch, mother of homestead, rejection, opportunities, consequences. For some of you, this is a mother, a grandmother, or a maternal energy coming forward, okay? Let's pull some more here. We have Dawn, the red shepherd, just reward, evaluations, respite. Respite? Respite. There you go, respite. Okay, this is a male energy, leadership. They were a leader. They may have been a father, an uncle. This could have been a really good friend. Also, that a son as well could have had really good leadership potential, or was a leader in whatever they did. They could have been management, upper management, that kind of thing. But they were very responsible and take charge. And I feel like there is an energy attached to this of someone who is overly self-critical to the point that some of them may have ended their own life. Okay, and that is because it's not because that anyone failed them. Okay, this is a mental issue. For some of them, it was undiagnosed because many of them, this is a headstrong kind of energy. Capricorn, Aries, Taurus, Scorpio, Gemini energy. Could be Libra as well. Could be Aquarius. But a very headstrong kind of energy that was determined, but also overly self-critical to the point that it might have led them to really devaluing themselves, not able to really accept love from other people. And because of that, they may have gotten into some things. This is going to be different for different people. It may be addiction here or alcoholism. And their darker thoughts kind of took over, and they may have been smiling to everyone. And underneath it all, they were in a lot of pain. And one day that pain became too much. There's a lot of regret here, okay, from this person. There is a lot of self-evaluation on the other side. And because I feel like they are still in a state of being overly self-critical. For some of you who this is like either a young male energy, masculine energy, it's not gender, masculine energy, that died very quickly from some kind of illness that rapidly took over and took their life, or this may have been like a self-inflicted situation connected to addiction or mental illness, okay? And a lot of them are just, they're feeling sad because of the loss, like the loss that you feel. And they linger around your home. If you guys have their bedroom still set up, they linger there. They linger in that energy. And, there's nothing wrong, especially when you lose a child, there's nothing wrong with keeping a space for them in your life. I want to cry because I feel like this is someone's child here that I'm talking about. And I'm very touched by this energy. It's coming forward, and I'm just going to let this energy kind of speak through me. I'm sorry, Mommy. I'm sorry. I just had that moment, and I couldn't fight anymore. It just took over me. I got lost. But I'm okay now. I'm on the other side. And I really want to see you and my dad come back together and start to embrace life. Go on living. That's the best and the highest form of honor you can give me. And as the holidays approach, remember the good times and celebrate those by doing it again. What I'm feeling here, I'm feeling that energy pull back. Whatever tradition you had, if you had a tradition with the mother energy, the matriarchal energy, the feminine energy here, or the masculine energy, the next holidays, I'm getting like special holidays or birthday. If you had some kind of tradition, do that. That will be very healing for them. I think it will be very healing for you. They really want you to use the upcoming holidays as a means to heal yourself, heal your family. Instead of the deep sorrow, it's time to embrace the joy of the life that was lived. Okay, I'm seeing a smiling little boy, adorable little boy. I feel the deep loss of this energy. I feel it. I feel like my life was sucked out of my chest. Some of you guys may have started having like health problems with your heart and things like that after this loss. Some of you have not gone to get it taken care of, and you need to go. Okay, you need to go get that seen about. I'm seeing like this energy. This is a brown-haired young man between 16 and 19, dark hair. You know what? It reminds me of a mullet. Okay, and I feel him standing on this side of me, like right here. And he's telling me, he's pointing his finger, and he's saying, you need to take care of yourself, Mom. You need to take care of yourself. Okay, so he's speaking to his mother. All right, let's keep going with these cards, shall we? We have the Pioneer. Passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. I'm feeling like for many of you, this person especially the matriarchal energy, had a revolutionary kind of energy. I think she was very loyal to her family. And for some of you with this pioneer, I'm feeling like a great grandmother, like someone who came in and settled an area coming through. Like this is ancestor. Now, these are all ancestor-ish energies, but this is like an old ancestor energy coming through this reading. A pioneer, I'm seeing like skin that is tanned by the sun. I'm seeing like wagons and cowboy days, and I'm seeing roughing it. I'm seeing sod houses, and for many of you, this energy is connected to the matriarchal energy coming through. All right, and this energy wants you to follow your heart's desire. They want you to do that thing that might make you a little different from other people. Now, this won't be for everyone. This is a very specific message for a certain group within the Blue Collective, okay? And I'm feeling like this energy is coming forward to help you become more open and more brave and bold with your energy, and to not allow this lifetime to go without you fully expressing who you are. This person was fearless. I feel like they took off into the wildness of the open plains. This could be in the area of, I'm feeling Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas. I'm also feeling Arkansas as well. I'm feeling Georgia, down south energy, but a lot of this is coming from the plains like Wisconsin, Idaho. I'm not feeling up north as much, just like down in that area. They came through and they made life out of nothing. They fought many battles as well. But this energy, I'm hearing like they learned to kind of like co-live with the indigenous population. And many of this group, you learn, this family may have married to the indigenous population, the natives of that area. I'm feeling like that energy of the strong ties to the planet Earth coming through, and they really want you to connect to your roots if this resonates for you. Okay, let's keep going here. We have a lot of energy presenting Father. Light attributes, talent for creating, supporting life, positive guiding light within a tribal unit. Okay, I'm feeling mother-father energy here. So this is a really special reading. We have presenting a father energy. I feel like for some of you, this person passed on in a rest home. For others, this person passed over at home. I feel this person was older, very, very old, and it was just their time to pass. And this energy wants to come through. And there's a level of comfort because this energy has been watching over your family since the day they passed. Now, they are not lingering so much as the dawn energy is, okay? This is an energy that is aware of what they're doing. They're aware that they're there and they are protecting the family. They're protecting I'm hearing the little ones, the new ones, the ones to be born. He's coming through, that's energy, not gender. He's coming through to protect the new generation. Many of you may have had some, may have relationships that have some toxicity in them, and this energy is coming through to help you find your way out of it and also to protect your children. And I'm feeling black hair here. I'm seeing a black-haired man, and I'm seeing at one time they wore like a fedora or a hat. I'm seeing a suit. It's pinstriped. This person was either a professional or was in like a blue-collar trade where they had advanced through and become an owner of some kind. This could be in electricity, plumbing, woodworking, and I'm seeing beautiful woodwork. So I'm picking up on an energy of woodworking, beautiful cabinetry, beautiful carving, and I feel like this father energy is connected to the pioneer energy here. Okay, so if this person is someone who has either made a name for them in their career, or they had a business that was very good at what they do, be it plumbing or this beautiful elaborate carpentry, they may have had a love for elaborate carved furniture or cabinetry. And I feel like for some of them, they worked in housing, they built houses for people, and they built special, I don't think they literally built the house. I feel like they were hired to create special carved pieces of woodwork and things like that. So let's keep going. There's a lot of energy here. We have bully, light attributes, highlights your tendency to intimidate others, helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. Okay. All right, you guys, and I'm feeling like for this dawn energy, this energy was bullying themselves if they took their own life here. That was part of the mental space, okay? I'm also feeling like an energy with the mother, as at times she could be intimidating, because this energy knew who she was. And if this energy, if you feel it's connected to the pioneer, because I'm feeling multiple connections here with the pioneer energy, your bloodline may have a native or indigenous of blood in it. And I'm feeling like this energy may have been very, I mean, look at the card, you know, intimidating, had presence, was fully embraced in the power of themselves. And I feel like they accepted death as a part of life. I don't feel they were afraid. I feel like with the Dawn card here, they were confused. And this is why, you know, it's so powerful when people can talk to others about their problems. And this is why it's so important to get therapy if you need it, because I feel like this person on some level was so confused with the dark thoughts they had. And if they had, you know, just been able to speak up. And what I'm getting here is because they're coming and going, no, Amy, this is hard to say, but what was meant to happen happened, and there's no sense in going back over it. There's no sense in revisiting it. This may be an energy that some of the family is feeling. And again, we're being returned to the bully energy, and this energy of letting the fear that you could have done something, letting the fear that you didn't do enough, letting the fear and the sorrow of this passing haunt you. Some of you guys are haunted by this energy. And for many of you, if this was a self-inflicted situation, they're lingering as well. And for some of them, they're getting clarity about the relationships as they observe. Now, understand that our consciousness is very big, okay? And we can be in multiple places at one time, especially when we pass over. And this energy, part of this energy, this consciousness is already passed over. This is a remnant of what's left, okay? That's many times what a quote-unquote real haunting is. It's a remnant of a personality, of a soul, however you want to say it, that stays around trying to work it out. Meantime, other aspects of consciousness have moved on. And the goal is for the other aspect that's left here lingering to reconnect on the other side. So, but many times there are just things they have to work out. And I feel like this energy is still working this out. Let's keep going. We have storyteller. Ability to experience and express life through the stories and symbols. Okay. For many of you, if you have sit around and spoken about this person and told stories about them, they've been there. If you haven't done that as part of the process of mourning with your family and friends, please do that. It will honor them, and it will allow them to really move on. Now, what I mean by that is they move on and reconnect with their consciousness. However, during holidays and things like that, as you honor them, you will reconnect with them again. Just because someone passes over doesn't mean, you can't experience them again. All time is now. Okay. So many times, so there's a difference between a haunting and an energy that comes back at certain times, okay, to reconnect with the experience, with their loved ones and whatnot. It's different for different people, and the experience of death is different for different people because we are individual, universal energies, and we're here to experience, right? But overall, when people pass over, there usually is, or as they pass over, this is a process not just within the spiritual, mental construct, but it's also like a biological thing that happens as your brain begins to die. You relive your life. And that is in a timeless way. It's like what they call life review. And I think everyone does that. It's just part of the experience of living. And some of those moments can keep part of the consciousness kind of around, right? Not enslaved to being around, not stuck necessarily, but around, trying to figure it out. Am I dead? Where am I at? I'm shocked by this, especially if it's a violent or an unexpected death. It can be shocking to the system, so they do linger around. So, take what resonates here. But as you tell stories, as you think of stories and times you shared, you honor that energy. And many times, they'll come back around during the storytelling to kind of give comfort, nurturing, and joy. There's a real need for group one energy for the people who are suffering to move into the happier energy of remembrance instead of the sorrow of the loss. We don't ever truly completely heal from this kind of loss, but we can move on in the energy and frequency of remembering good times, all right? That doesn't mean denying what happened. It just means honoring the life instead of being stuck on the sorrow of the death. I feel like I'm going to cry. I really do. We have Cauldron, new ideas, work, creativity. Okay. We have Black Cat, good luck, friend, confidant. Okay. And we have Potion, pressure, upheaval, mistake. Okay. There is that energy again. Let me say this to you. Please hear me. Okay, it's important that you hear this. There is nothing you could have done. You did everything you could do. And at the time, we do the very best we can. And this person is, they're finding peace. They are far more peaceful now than they were, especially if they're connected to this. Now, the matriarch, I feel a very peaceful energy. The father energy, very peaceful energy. Now, if mom and dad have passed over and this is one of their children, they're together, okay? And mom and dad are working with the sun energy here, and this is energy, not gender on all of this. That's always how it is on my channel. They're helping heal this energy. Okay, and this could be grandfather, grandmother, great-grandmother. For some of you guys, this is down the generations where I feel like the first, this is someone who married into the family and was Native American or indigenous. So, let's keep going here. We have, I have one more card that I didn't see. The Emissary, Mother of Dawn, beauty, agency, compassion. Oh, that's a great energy. After feeling all this is a great energy, very healing energy coming forward. And what I'm getting with this is that the mother energy, the feminine energy, wants you to know that they're coming around helping you. Like they're helping you. They're helping you to make things happen. I'm feeling like with all these hands here, like a helping hand. When you need it, just ask and they'll help you. Say, hey, mom, can you, watch over Bobby Sue while she goes to the concert or whatever, and she'll be there, right? This is an energy that wants to act as like a guardian angel for her grandchildren, okay? All right, let's get into the haunted house here and see what we can find. Oh, okay. I read these like oracle cards. I'm just going to show you all of them first and take in this energy. That's just beautiful. Beautiful. Just beautiful energy here. Okay, we have the Queen of Swords there. Okay. This is in the bedroom. Some of you guys have seen orbs in your bedroom, okay? That is them, all right? Straight up, that came through first, all right. Okay, and that's love. That's the lovers. All right. Okay, first of all, there's heavy energy attached to this, okay? And what I'm feeling is, you can see there is like a person under here, and this is kind of like the wheel. And I feel like this is from the Dawn energy here. Their name may have been Dawn or Donald or Donnie or Danny, Dan, Daniel. I'm getting like Derek, Eric as well. They may have been a Taurus, a Capricorn, or a Virgo. And I'm feeling like, and there's a lion down here. They may have had some Leo. They may have been a Leo as well. And what I'm feeling like is that there was just so much pressure. I think they want you to understand. They just felt so much pressure. And it feels self-inflicted. Okay, so this is like pressure they put on themselves to make things happen, to always be on top. And for some of them, they felt like a failure because they couldn't make things happen. They couldn't be on top. And some of them are just like, I just wanted to get off the wheel of life and release the pressure for a bit. It was just a momentary thing. And I just wanted to release the pressure. And it has to do with their mental state. Lots of anxiety, lots of fear here, and just a general, and I'm picking up on something else. For some of you, this person had some trauma. Okay, they had some trauma, and they want you to know that is not your fault. You had no control over it, and for some of them, they got help, but it wasn't enough. And for some of them, they hid the signs that this was going on. So just take what resonates here, all right? And I'm feeling, this is the feminine energy that I'm feeling. Just a real breath of fresh air. Just, they're holding sunflowers here. We have the beautiful sun behind them. There's a golden glow. You may be drawn to group 3 as well. This energy in this card that I'm feeling may be one that will be reincarnating soon or has reincarnated. I'm seeing a small child with very fair skin, with blue eyes. They were born with very little hair, but they have like a cherub type, like a chubby baby, beautiful, chubby, healthy baby, clear blue eyes. And I feel like if this resonates, they will be a child that doesn't cry like other children. They seem to have a certain peaceful aura. I'm seeing lots of happy smiles, lots of just beautiful light coming from this child. This child was born. This energy is re-entering to help heal the family. And to bring through a really bright, beautiful energy. If this resonates for you, then group 3 would probably be a good thing for you to watch. Okay, so we have the Queen of Swords here. And what I'm feeling is this independent energy. I'm feeling someone who really felt free to express themselves, and sometimes they may have come off a little harsh. This is connected to the matriarchal energy and the father energy here. There may have been harsh words. This person may not have been really good at communicating well. It could be father, mother, grandmother, grandfather, that kind of thing. But they want you to know that the harsh words were spoken from a place of, for some of them, they had addiction issues. For others, they had health issues, like real health issues. And, sometimes when we develop dementia and Alzheimer's and things like that, a lot of the behavior is angry. It is, mean, but they weren't all there, okay? So that behavior was really caused by the disease. And even though it can be very heartbreaking and difficult, I'm speaking to a caregiver here. Whoever has taken care of an older person, maybe you guys work in a rest home, some of you guys, and you do this professionally. There's just energy here that they want to apologize. And I feel like and you're like, there's no need for apology. But this energy just feels like, I'm sorry for the way I treated you at the end. I wasn't wasn't all present. I was frustrated. I think they had time slips where they thought they were in different times and different people, and at the end they may not have even recognized you, but their soul did. Okay, their soul did. It's, our consciousness is very expansive. So there was an aspect of them that didn't, the part that was affected by the disease or disorder. But their soul always knew who you were. And I'm getting a lot of love being sent to you. And as a sovereign soul, they want to, ask you for forgiveness for that, because it's one of the things that they deeply regret, even though the soul had no control over it. It was part of their disease, their disorder. I understand this because when we get into levels of pain and we get confused, we can become someone we don't even recognize anymore. And upon life review, you get to see that. You get to feel it too, and it doesn't feel good. It's confusing for the person taking care of him. It's confusing also for the people around him and their loved ones, and some people may have felt like they should have come to see this person more, but this energy is like, no, I wasn't really there. I wasn't all there. You did what you could. You did what you could handle. And, there's a lot of respect for that, right? But this energy is coming forward. So, and then I have this energy. And I feel like this is very specific. Some of you guys have seen signs of the spirit around you. There may have been orb manifestations that had like faces on them. You may have lights, blue, red, yellow lights in your room. They kind of flash. They're very quick. And you almost question if you have seen them. For some of you, you've heard somebody whisper your name. That sounds like a mother or one of your loved ones that's presenting in the stack. There has been spiritual manifestation around you because some of them are lingering and some of them are watching over families, and that's why they're there. So this is just a validation. Sorry if I'm shaking the microphone. This is just a validation of your experience. Now, here's this. And I'm feeling, especially with the mother energy, they're coming forward to tell you, if you're single, there is someone coming forward for you. They're being guided to you. Okay. And there's angelic energy here. It is a blessing. This person is a blessing. Okay. And for others, the Lover's card can also be about knowing self. And I feel like mother, father, pioneer energy comes forward to tell you to honor yourself, honor your choices, honor who you are, and never once think that they're not proud of you for being who you are and doing what you're doing. This is very, very proud parents, grandparents, ancestors coming forward and just letting you know how much they love you and care for you. I feel the dawn energy coming back and saying, I love you, and I'm sorry I can't be there physically, but if you ever need me, I'll be there for you. So these energies just really want you to know that they send you a lot of love from the other side. Life continues in a different kind of way. Energy never dies, it transforms. And to remind you to, share stories of the joy. Move into the joy of their life. Celebrate the life they had. All right, now we're going to move into your letters and your charm. Okay, group one, these are your letters and your charms. Let's get into your letters first. I'll read them off because I know it's hard to see. Now, keep in mind, this could be your initials, a name, a family name, something they like to do. It could be a business name. Just take what resonates here and leave the rest behind. We have SWMN. I'm feeling Pacific Northwest vibes here. I don't have the P for the Pacific Northwest, but I'm feeling that energy. So maybe you live in the Pacific Northwest, or they did at one time. Just take what resonates here. OASJEC. I'm feeling Jericho, Jerry, Geraldine, Jacqueline, OATUZW, DD. I'm hearing D Williams, Willie. What is that? Warden? I'm trying to figure out that name. Okay, DDGFZR, VER. I'm hearing Vera, VEREIB. I'm hearing like Christian, Christopher, Christina, I'm seeing Victoria. I'm seeing Alex, Alexander, Ali as well. I'm feeling an Esmeralda or Esme. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Esmie. And I'm feeling like there's just this energy of really wanting to watch over you and make sure you're okay. They're concerned about you guys' like mental state. And if you guys are healing, some of you, if you have had this loss recently, they're still very concerned about your mourning process. So if you need help, please seek it. Okay, I'm just a woman with a gift and I'm sharing it with you. All right. And I'm feeling this energy of, for some of you, there's somebody around you they're wanting to warn you about. That's what I'm feeling. There's somebody around you who is lying to you. They're telling that there's something this could be about a will, something in this person's house, especially if it's a mother or father, grandmother, or something like that, grandfather who passed over and people have been going through their house. I think for some of you, they found money or they found something valuable here with the pumpkin. And I'm feeling like they want you to know that when they were over cleaning out the house, they took it and they're lying about it. That's very specific. It won't be for everybody. For some of you, they watched you while you cleaned out their house, and that really helped them. For some of them that were confused, when their consciousness crossed over and they were confused about death, they ended up back in their house, and that helped them know that they had indeed passed over. Some of you guys who have moved into that house or have sold that house or been in the house, they're there. And if you have sold it, just know that their energy carried on to where you are. Okay. And this is the energy that's watching over you. This isn't the energy that's confused anymore. They got clarity in their own house. You guys may have had some weird noises. You may have had, for some of you, you may have heard like moaning or crying or something like that, suffering. And these are energetic memories of the suffering that took place in the house. The mother energy wants you to know that they are no longer suffering. Like they're not suffering anymore, and they don't want you to suffer anymore. And that the validation is that if you felt them in their house after their death, then yes, that was them. If you feel them in your house now, yes, that is them. But they're there to protect their grandkids, if you have children. If not, they're there to make sure you're okay because they're concerned about your mental, where you are mentally. So please, again, if you need help grieving, please, or with anything, please go seek help. Some of you guys need to go to the doctor and get some things seen about as well. All right, group one, that's what I got for you. I hope this resonated. If it did or it didn't, please leave me a comment in the comment section down below. It was an honor to do this reading for the Energetically Blue group. I appreciate you guys. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And I'll see you beautiful, magical creatures on the other side. Bye, guys. Hey, group two, all of you that selected the red group, the red energy, the red candle. This is going to be your reading on messages from the dearly departed. Now, warning, okay, these are violent deaths, okay? So death by some kind of passion, either violence or tragedy, something like that. But I'm feeling a lot of violent death here. So I'm also feeling a passionate life. So there is a balance to this. For some people, this is someone who just lived and embraced life. They lived their truth and they lived out loud. So it's different for different people, but there will be talk of violent death here. There is no talk really of suicide in this group. That was group one. So this is more like people who were wrongly taken from us, who were murdered. So just keep that in mind here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull your cards. We're going to fast forward through that part so we can get to the reading. Then at the end of this session, I will be pulling letters and charms to get more details about the person that is coming through. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Hang on. Okay, red group. This is going to be your reading. Feeling a lot of violence here. I'm hearing some masculine voices. And it feels like a collective of them saying things like, I think some of you don't know that this person is suspected, that they were murdered. And they're saying they were absolutely murdered. If you suspect it, it's probably true. Now, for some of them, they were murdered, and I'm hearing like it was greed. They got greedy. Some of them, it was planned. Others, this was a momentary impulse by somebody. And I see someone trying to reason with someone who's holding a weapon, and the person just, they got I'm hearing trigger happy. Okay. I'm also connecting with a group of people who were involved in like illegal activity that led to their passing as well. Let's get into the cards here. We have hedonist, inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself. Shadow attributes, pursues pleasure to the detriment of health, indulges at the expense of others. I'm feeling like this person, for some of you guys, this person was passed over, wrongly taken because of connections to drugs. And I'm talking about like heavy, like narcotics. Okay. This was a deal that went wrong. Let's keep going here. There's just this energy is very, it's very intense. So, keep that in mind. All right. The messages that come forward are very intense. I also live very close to a prison, and I'm picking up on prison energy, people who have died in prison at the hands of someone else as well. Or there may have been some capital punishment here. Judge, light attributes, balancing justice and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power. Shadow attributes, offering only destructive criticism, misusing business, legal, or criminal authority. So for some of you guys, these people were criminals, and there's no judgment on this channel. We all do what we do at the best at the time. Most people don't, intend to hurt other people, but because of things they get involved in, sometimes it leads to some really intense things. For some of you, this person was in prison for taking someone else's life indirectly or something like that. It's going to be different for different people. This is a really intense group. We have shapeshifter, light attributes, skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything. Okay, so for those of you that this is about a passionate life, I feel like this person was really gifted, and they really had a potential for so much more. For some of them, this is this energy too. When they were younger, they had a lot of potential. They're very smart, and somehow they got lost upon their journey, and it led them to the end that they met. But for others, they were just really good with people. And I'm getting with the shapeshifter that they were able to communicate with different kinds of people and bring a lot of insightful thought. This person had a very active mental space. They came up with really great ideas. They love to communicate with people. They love to... this was a people person. I keep getting there may be some Leo energy here, or fire, Aries, Sagittarius, but I'm feeling more Leo and Sagittarius here. Also water. I'm feeling Pisces and Scorpio, not Cancer so much. We have artist. Okay, beautiful energy, passionate energy, passionate creative energy. And I feel like these two cards are connected. Oops. I feel like these two cards are connected, okay? And then these two cards are connected. So I'm picking up on two different groups. The passionate group, and I feel like they were very talented. I mean, these are people who had potential. They may have actually lived up to their potential during their lifetime. For some of you, this is an older energy. And for others, this is people who were taken too soon, who were very gifted and had a lot of potential. So let's keep going here. We have Lady of Mass, the Shaper, reclamation, vanity, surface appearances. I think for some of you who have this energy over here, I feel like they masked a lot of it. They hid a lot of their illegal activity. They hid a lot of their life. They weren't really open about it because for some of you, you had this energy, this hopeful energy, this potential, and you looked at that, and they hid their more hedonistic aspects. And they were, how do I put this? They had some issues they were working out, and they needed to escape. And because of that, it may have led them down this road. For some of them, they felt they needed to escape poverty. For others, it was abuse or maltreatment or some kind of loss. For some of these individuals, they lost at a young age, they lost a parent or a sibling or a loved one, and it really made them, it's like a young person who dives into grieving and is not able to get out. And so they use substances and whatnot, and engage in activity that has an escapist kind of element to it. For some of them, I feel like there was a fight here, and you may have said, or someone may have said, you're going to end up locked up, and that's what happened. And I feel like this person was at such a weird, sad place that they were okay with that. They were okay. They just wanted to take the risk. For some of you, this is someone who had kind of an addiction, an adrenaline addiction to kind of risky behavior. And for some of them, it has something to do with a disorder of their thinking as well. So let's keep going here. Okay, we have cauldron, synergy, and healing. Okay, so I feel like for this artistic, passionate person, creative person, this could be someone who just embraces life like the sun. I'm seeing a lot of sun energy here. I think they had a very special kind of energy. I think they could really help people come together. The cauldron is about the blending of ingredients, and in a magical rite, the cauldron really is about the womb of creation and creating that magical aspect within the cauldron of possibilities and life. And I feel like this person was very gifted. This may actually be like an artist that we know coming forward, that some people know. For others, this is someone who I'm seeing like people who painted murals, sometimes in the house, sometimes on buildings. I'm seeing people sculpting things, a lot of painting. There's a lot of painting here. This may have been someone who just liked to paint houses. That was their expression. For some of them, it was building houses, or something about a house became their expressive thing they did. For others, I'm seeing like someone who traveled a lot. They traveled a lot and took in life. Like they may have had a wandering kind of energy, like wanderlust, okay? And it may have been very difficult for them to stay in one place. They may have had a little bit of ADHD, but back when this person was around, they didn't really talk about that like we do now. They didn't really understand it like we do now. So a little bit of obsessive energy here, obsessive with the creative process for some of them. And we have the frog. May the lily beneath your breast allow you to drink from the healing waters. Be still, for there is certainty behind the drowning croaks. Okay, we have healing here twice. Okay, healing here twice. And I'm feeling like this energy for a lot of you is around you to help you heal. They're giving you intuitive psychic hits on a healing type energy. And I feel like for this group wants you to know that on the other side, they are healed. Okay, they are healed. And I'm hearing for some of them, they may have been from a Christian paradigm, by his stripes we are healed kind of thing. And I'm just bringing forward what they're saying. So they felt very relieved of the pressure of the life they led over here. And for others, I'm hearing like it was more wonderful than I could ever think. It was like creativity, creative energy times 1,000. And this energy is coming forward and saying the colors, you can feel the colors, and they're colors that you've never seen before. Their frequency, the colors are frequency, and it's like they guide your light. So for you guys, I'm feeling like this energy is coming forward of saying, hey, I'm feeling auntie energy, cousin energy, friend energy, a sibling energy as well with this group. And I feel like they're coming forward to help you find your passion in life, your focus, and they will give you intuitive hits. This person feels like they're acting as a guide for you, okay? And you may be one of the people in the family, because it feels like this may be a generational thing, the creativity. And it could be that your grandmother just liked to, when a baby was born, she painted on the walls and she was just really good at it. And it could be from that to someone who like has, art in museums and things like that, or houses that people note as important architecture. It's just different for different people here. But I feel like they really are trying to help you get connected with your artistic skills and abilities to bring forward into the world, because the world right now needs this energetic cauldron of becoming and creativity. The world needs us to flow into that and create things that inspire and help us believe again in the wonder of the universe. For many of us, we've lost that. And the energy over here that I'm feeling is like they found that on the other side. They found their light. They found their joy. They found, and they look back at their life and they can see the beauty in it as well. Not just the suffering, not just the grief, not just the quote unquote bad things they did or the bad things that happened to them, their life. And I got this with group 1. It's important that when you remember your loved ones, you remember their life, how they lived, the good times, the holidays, the births, the happy, family get-togethers, the concerts, the trips to Cancun. For some of you, I'm hearing like, we used to go to Cancun. You remember? We had a good time. Remember that. Don't remember how I passed. For some of you, this is this energy. They do not want you to remember them in the brutality that they left. They want you to remember them in the joy, and they really want you to use that energy to heal, to help heal yourself and heal your family. And there is some sorrow here. There's some regret. If I could go back and do it different, I would. I would change some things up. I would make different choices. Now, what this energy is bringing forward is that information about many times we live the same lifetime. We don't talk about this very much in the spiritual community, but sometimes we can live the same lifetime over and over and over, making different choices and seeing how it works out. Our consciousness is very expansive, and the people in power, whatever we want to call them, I don't want to call them people in power, the people who think they run shit, okay, want you to think that you're very limited, but you're not. You have existed on many planes of existence with many different decisions. And this is a lifetime where decisions were made that led to a very intense and traumatizing end. And that this person, I feel this energy is doing a rapid incarnation very soon, if they're not already here. I'm seeing a few small children, so some of them may have already re-entered, and this is an aspect of their consciousness reaching through time to talk to you. I'm seeing like beautiful little boys in particular. I'm seeing like dark skin, big, beautiful dark eyes, closely cropped hair. I'm seeing like a striped red, purple, yellow striped shirt, like a button-up polo, smiling, happy, joyful. They want you to know that they're happy and they're joyful. For some of you guys, this may be a memory that this person wants to bring to mind to you. For others, they have incarnated into new bodies, new vessels, an aspect of their consciousness as well. I'm also seeing a little girl, very light skin, very, very blonde hair. Her hair is in pigtails, big pink or red bows, big pink dress, looking, and this is what I'm hearing, looking good in my Sunday best. That's what I'm hearing. Mama, I'm looking good in my Sunday best now. So this energy wants you to know that they live on, whether they have incarnated now or recently, or they're just on the other side, kind of lingering, kind of chilling. I hear someone saying, I'm chilling. I'm just chilling on the other side, being in this beautiful energy, being in this vibe. And, when I come, that's how it is. If I come back, what kind of thing. But, time is an illusion. So you have to think about all time being now. All right. So anyway, let's move into some more cards and see what else comes forward. We have the Hermit. Okay, I'm feeling overwhelmed with this card. Some of you guys are feeling very overwhelmed by this passing. We have the Ace of Hazards. It came out in reverse, and you know what? I'm going to take it in reverse because I feel like there is some advice coming from this particular group. We have the Fool in reverse as well. We have the Nine of Hazards in reverse. We have, all of these are in reverse. We have the Page of Wands in reverse, and we have the Page of hazards. So I'm feeling like a lot of you just have not been able to move on from this, and it's hard when you have a violent death in your family. And for some of you guys, this is this energy may have been in like a car accident, some kind of accident, not necessarily violence from someone else, but might have been violence by machine or neglect or something like that. So a work accident. Just take what resonates here. But there's definitely this energy of like, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. And I feel like for some of you guys who this involves like a wrongful death, it feels like the investigation is kind of stalled out, like they can't figure out what exactly happened here, and it is affecting you. You're feeling a lot of sorrow. It's like you can't go on. Some of you guys are feeling like you can't go on until it's solved, till they're laid to rest. But no, they are at rest. Okay, they have found the peace that they needed in this life. And for many of them, they're enjoying the frequencies on the other side, the healing frequencies, the healing awarenesses of connection, of time is an illusion, and we're all connected, and there is no separation. And group 1 said something about to their people about just think of me as being in another room. And what I'm getting here for them is they want you to think of them as your angel, or an angel, or being in heaven. They want you to think about them that way, because they are. For some of you, you've been worried about them being like in hell or the underworld, and this energy is coming forward to say, no, we are on the other side. We're in a beautiful frequency. Some of them are being healed. They're being brought to remembrances. But I feel like you guys just can't seem, some of you are in a bad way, and you need to get some professional help because you can't move forward. And let me tell you something. Having someone you love die a violent death and not having enclosure is one of the most difficult things, especially if it's a child or someone very close to you, even a friend. I'm just feeling like there's an energy here that has stalled out. For some of you guys, you think about this all the time. It haunts you. You literally feel haunted by this person. And what's happening is your fear and guilt, because for some of you, you feel like you should have saw this, and no, you don't need to feel guilty. What happened, happened. And now it's time to move through it. Get some help. Some of you guys really need some therapy to get through this because it's so shocking. It's like, I feel like the universe is trying to bring you a new beginning, but you're resisting it. And you're resisting getting grounded. And some of you guys need to get grounded, and it's hard. It's so hard because many times being grounded in this, especially this kind of energy or this accidental death energy, can be very difficult because when you ground, you have to deal with the reality of the loss. And for some of you, the reality has to do with like cleaning out an apartment and things like that. For some of you guys, you put all their stuff in storage and you refuse to go through it, that kind of thing. And I feel like the energy is coming through and saying, you need to go through those things. You need to start working through letting me go because it's not helping you. And the closure, for some of you, you may not get closure on exactly what happened. It's very difficult for me to say, okay? But it's the truth. For others, it may take some time. And I just feel like even for this group, who this person's very artistic, very gifted, you feel like there was so much more they could have done. There was so much more they have to give. I think some of you guys may have like a wrongful death suit, or you're thinking about that. And my hands are getting charged up. And it's mixed here. The reaction from the other side is mixed. For some of you, it's the right thing to do. For others, you guys need to work on some healing and then revisit that within a certain time frame. It's different for different people. And I feel like for some of you, you just feel like you cannot go on. You cannot accomplish your own goals. You have no inspiration. You cannot ground the energy. And I just implore you to please go get some help. Okay? And this is coming through so strongly. They want you to be happy. They want you to be whole. They want to turn all these cards right side up. Okay? And in order to do that, You have to ground and face the reality of what's happened. And some of you are like, I face it every day. You face it, but you don't move through it. You don't move through it, experience it. Some of you guys, what I'm trying to say is some of you guys are repressing some of this emotion and you're not experiencing it to release it. Some of you need to cry. You have a hard time crying and showing emotion. Get into the shower and cry alone if you have to. Cry in the bathtub, and you cry until you have more tears to cry. And I say this as someone who cried for like 6 months. I cried every day for 6 months. I understand how scary it is. Please go seek help if you need it, okay? Because Spirit wants the spirits, the other side, these wonderful people, these departed loved ones, they really want you to go towards an energy that's going to make you happy. You're going to feel inspired. You're going to feel grounded. There's going to be new beginnings. There's going to be a leap here for you, for many of you. Some of you guys, this is like business. This is job. This is career. They don't want you to lose your dreams because of what happened. They want you to lean into those dreams and use their life as inspiration, the good times, the energy, the creativity, the possibility. Utilize those memories to help you turn these cards on the other side. See how inspired they were. See the joy they had in the moments of happiness. See the joy that you had with them. Use that energy to help heal your heart, to know that there isn't just sorrow and loss here. There was a beautiful human being who lived a full life, and tragedy happens. But that tragedy should not be this person's swan song. There's more to them than how it ended, okay? Let's get your letters and your charm. Okay, group 2, the red group. This is going to be your letters and your charms. So I'm just going to read off your letters first. Now keep in mind, it's a general reading, so just take what resonates here and leave the rest behind. It could be your initials, a family name, a name, some kind of connection. So we have YBGNB, EIL. I'm feeling Ellie, Ellen, Eleanor, ORXRK, VDFKNIOZ, JAY, James, Easy, Jamie, Jasmine, Jane Ann is coming forward as well. I'm hearing like Victor, Vivian, Vera came through in the other reading too. We have Heidi. I'm also getting hide. They hid a lot. So there wasn't anything you could do. They hid things from you. All right. So there's a need here to relieve the guilt. Okay. I'm getting Keegan, Marilyn, Mary as well. I get Mary a lot though. We have Mariah, Marianne as well. Mary Bell, Bella, Brittany, Bridget. It starts with a BGETMOT. It's maybe a last name. I may be misspelling it, but those are the names I'm getting, and that's the energy of these charms. I may not have mentioned the names that resonate with you, but they could be here in, the initials could be here in the letter. So didn't get a lot of charms, but we got this beautiful healing stone. This is an aventurine. It's extremely healing and grounding. And I feel like they really want you to take time to heal yourself up. Okay. Some of you guys need to take a break. You need to take some time off. You're not done healing. You're not done mourning. You didn't take enough downtime. And I hear you say, but there's a money issue. But you can't put money ahead of your well-being. If you do, then you're going to continue to have issues. You have to take the time to heal yourself. And I know it's hard to slow down. I'm getting like they need to slow down. Slow down. This was traumatic. It would be for anyone. Okay, you must give yourself time to grieve properly. You must rest, take care of yourself, eat, wash, do those things. Some of you guys may be having issues with deep depression here. I'm also feeling like for the more hedonistic energy, there is trauma here. When I get the Lilith charm here. I always think about her specialty is healing people with certain kinds of sexual trauma. And I feel like for some, especially feminine energies that have the hedonist kind of energy where they were wrongfully taken from us or were involved in risky behavior. I feel like there was some kind of major violation of will you may or may not have known about. For some of you, their abuser is still around, and it is an underlying current within the family. This awareness is coming forward so you can help it heal. And you can see the truth. Some of you guys are aunties or uncles of someone who passed over, and you always had an inkling, but you just weren't sure. It was a very confusing time. I'm feeling a lot of confusion, and they just want you to know that your gut is right, and to pursue that within your family as you so see fit. Please, take care of yourself as well. I'm just getting like you guys need to rest. You literally need to sleep. Some of you guys are very sleep deprived, and it's hard to think clearly and make good decisions when you're sleep deprived. Okay, so please take care of yourself. All right, group 2, that's what I got for you. I hope this resonated. If it did or it didn't, please leave me a comment in the comment section down below. I would love to hear from you guys. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Take care of yourself, and I will see you beautiful, magical creatures next time. Bye, guys. All of you that were drawn to this beautiful yellow candle, this is your reading on your messages from your dearly departed loved ones. As you can see, this candle light is very strong, especially compared to the other 2 groups. The other 2 groups may have people that come through in this group, and then there is some that will just come through this group. So it's different for different people. Keep in mind, this is a general reading. It's a general session. Just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and shuffle cards. I'm going to put the microphone aside, shuffle the cards. We'll fast forward through that part, and then I'll get right into the reading. I just want to say that this group is very special. This is a group of departed loved ones who have either reincarnated recently. This is a rapid reincarnation group, okay? And for others, they're going to be reincarnating in the next few years. Now, time is an illusion. All time is now. Okay, that's a perspective I come from. So in reality, we've all reincarnated. We're all living multiple lives at one time. So, just keep that in mind. That's where I'm coming from. So their light is very, very bright. And I feel ascended energy with this group. Many of these people in their lives, the lives where you knew them, they lived a lot of tragedy. There was a lot of suffering for some of them, and this is because they're ascended energy, okay? And they came in, it's like professional level ascension, all right? They came in to do some intensive work for growth of their consciousness, and now they want to return to the planet to give back. Many of them within this group are what has come through my channel as the children of Atom, A-T-O-N, or A-T-U-M. And there's a lot of bright sun energy here, a lot of healing energy. I feel like this is a group of sages, of healers, of energy workers, of miracle workers. This is a group of people who want to come back through the planet and help us raise the frequency, help heal generational issues and patterns. This is a very gifted group. I did get that for some of them, they may choose to come through families that have some genetic abnormalities, because this gives them the opportunity to align their frequency to a more higher timeline frequency. There's frequency elevation here through catalysting, through a genetic variability that some families have. I hope I communicated that well. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to start pulling the cards, and I'll see you in a second. Group 3, let's get into your cards. Let's see what came out. We have spiritual maturity. So that's really what this past lifetime was about. Okay. they were reaching kind of the final levels of spiritual maturity. And in order to do that, a lot of them went into a timeline or a lifetime that was extremely difficult. These are ascended energies. They have lived, I don't even want to use the word, they're saying like millions of lifetimes in millions of different places in the galaxy, in the universe. Like, these are people, these are beings that are very ancient and chose to incarnate on our planet to help Gaia. Many of them were invited to come here. They are part of soul complexes of ascended light beings. And some of them are part of soul complexes of the darker energies, but they all have the common mission of healing the planet. And part of that was a lifetime that they just had. Many of you, this is like a grandmother, a grandfather, a mother, a father. I'm seeing, for others, this could be friends, this could be siblings, but I'm feeling particularly that they carry this energy signature, this goddess, God form energy signature. Now, I'm seeing a woman, she came through in one of my postings for text messages from the dead. Her name is Sue. She calls herself Sue. And she's cloaked in white light. And I feel her connected to Kuan Yin. I feel her connected to goddess energy. Let's go ahead and start pulling like the goddess cards that I've pulled over here, because I'm feeling divine feminine energy coming through very strongly. We have the white buffalo calf woman, prophetess of the sacred way. My heart is a compass. The path of love is true abundance. Okay, for some of you, this person is very connected to indigenous or native tribes, people of the planet, people of Gaia. Many of these people are melanin-enriched people. They are ascended, and they're very, very special. This is a very, very special group of people that is often maligned and abused by the quote-unquote powers that be. They're not really powers that be. They are just the most evil that mankind can do. That's what I'm getting. And I feel like some of them may have come from ancestry or places in the world where their bloodline has died out because of the oppression and restriction by those in control. Okay? Let me get some more goddess energy here. We have Kali, the mother of the universe. I release all that doesn't serve me. It's time to be the truth of who I am. All right, Kali is an intense energy. And this is a take no prisoners kind of aspect. We have the dark goddess rising. And because her energy is rising, this group of people is coming through that are connected to her energy. They are change makers. They are catalysts. They catalyst people for change. And the people who have passed over, who are coming through with this energy, who will be born, they haven't been born yet, most of them, and they're going to be. There is a inflow of feminine energy that will come through all genders. Okay, and particularly feminine energy and non-binary energy will have a lot of this aspect pulling into their lifetime. And I feel like I'm seeing like the rainbow here. So I'm feeling like there is a group within this group that is coming forward that may have been LGBTQ plus, and I feel I'm seeing, and I heard when I prepared for this reading, I heard AIDS. I heard people who have passed from AIDS, and I'm feeling a lot of sorrow. I'm just feeling like the life just drained out of me. I felt like that's how they felt, like the life was just drained from them, and the color changed in the world. And for many of you, this person brought a lot of color to your world. They brought a lot of joy and happiness. And this person knows suffering. And I feel this energy is attached to the dark goddess. This is an energy of no longer apologizing for who they are, living in a beautiful truth of who they are, and feeling rejected by society, even pushed back against. And what is going to happen is the dark goddess rising is going to inspire movement forward. There will be no retreat of this energy. This energy is going to continue to rise. I'm also feeling the energy of outsiders. I feel like this person in a past life, this person in the life you knew them was an outsider to a degree. They may not have accepted a lot of advice. They may not have let a lot of people in, and they may have been an artist or a writer at heart and may have had to do some kind of what they consider like menial job to live. And some of them felt like it was a life not fully expressed. And honestly, I'm seeing like their life review. Upon their life review, they feel that there was a lot of joy in their life. And they were too focused on having to perform in a certain way or success equaling a certain thing. They got caught up in labels. I'm feeling Virgo energy, Libra energy as well, Cancer energy, and I'm feeling Sagittarius and Aries energy as well. Okay, I'm being pulled to pull this one over, so I'll flip this one over. So I'm going to self-respect. Okay, so I feel like this is interesting. I feel like for some of them, there was such growth in their life. They ascended in their lifetime. It's almost like I'm feeling like they lived 2 different lifetimes within one lifetime, or multiple lifetimes in one lifetime. For some of them, the very beginning of life was very tough, and they designed their life to have that possibility because they wanted to experience like an ascension within this lifetime, an ascension of their consciousness, an ascension of their way of being, allowing themselves to be truly who they were, who they are, was an ascension event. A lot of people nowadays are having that event happen. Like we used to, when we were different in any kind of way, be it that we, were outside the cultural norms of religion or behavior or whatnot, we often felt that we had to shrink and hide ourselves. And this is someone who went through the process of becoming truly who they are in the world and expressing that. That is a level of ascension. It takes a certain level of growth to do that. And I feel like this person did this. Some of them met an untimely end, a tragic end, but that tragedy served a purpose. It brought attention to some kind of matter, something that we as a society overlook or the family overlooked. This really was about accepting the people you love as they are truly. And this person refused to shrink themselves. Okay. We have compatibility. And I feel like I'm picking up on this energy here with these 2 spirits on the birds here. I feel like for some of you, you were 2 peas in a pod. This could be a best friend. This could be a lover or a partner of some kind. And I'm seeing the hearts here. There was real love here. And this may be an unusual connection. You may have never really considered yourself married or committed, but you had such a love for each other. And for others, this is like a best friend, a cousin, someone like that. For some of you guys, you built a business together, and it had the potential to be successful, but there was some kind of tragedy or something that happened that prevented that from really flowering. And it was to pinpoint ourselves and through the experience back to self, back to elevation of self, so that the work reflected that. There was something that happened that caused a disconnect with that. Let's keep going here. We have the mistress of the labyrinth. My soul knows the way, and the only way out is through. Okay, this is incredible ascension energy. And I'm feeling this energy of this particular card here. And I feel like this is one of the energies that may choose a very difficult genetic background to be born into. Okay, the only way out is through. The only way to really release this powerful level of ascension. This is someone who elevates other people's frequency by joy, by happiness. And sometimes that is sparked from people who have had to overcome immense obstacles. Sometimes their health, sometimes their family patternings that have to be broken. This is a pattern breaker. This is a generational curse breaker, okay? And if this is a passed on, if you're feeling this passed on loved one here, this is someone who worked very hard to break some kind of generational pattern or curse or something like that. And I feel like it's connected to alcoholism. It could be connected to poverty, to money. I'm seeing bankruptcy, repetitive bankruptcies for some. I'm seeing gambling for others. I'm hearing alcoholism more than drugs with this particular group. They had to overcome that. For some of them, it was horrific levels of abuse and neglect. And that lifetime served them in the way that they really know who they are. And they know what they want to come back and do now. They know that they want to come back and be the light. It's like Kali here. Her imagery can be very dark, but look at the spark of light within her heart complex. What I'm hearing is that appearances are an illusion, okay? So is separation as well. And I feel like this person, I'm feeling different energies coming through. And I'm feeling like this energy, I'm hearing like, for some of them, they won't be incarnating till like 2033. Okay, for others, this is 2023. Okay, there's a few that came through in 2013. There's a 3 connection here. The number 3. You may see 333 over and over. Yeah, and I feel this energy is, it's a crescent energy. Okay, it's a state of being like expression of the Christ-like consciousness. So not Christian as in a traditional sense. It's like Christ consciousness manifested into the world. This person will be extremely gifted. They will also have artistic abilities. They will have a way with people. Some of them are healers. I feel like there's an energy here that's already on the table of like a doctor or a surgeon who makes great discoveries in their upcoming lifetime. This person overcame those obstacles in the lifetime you knew them because they were heading towards a lifetime where they would make a major impact upon the collective. And in order to get there, they had to pick a very difficult lifetime, like expert level. Okay, like God modding a game, expert level. Okay, this person will understand their own intuitive power. They will understand how to manifest, and their childhood, their teenage years are really about them growing into who they are. And they will be born, some of them will be born into families that will embrace their uniqueness, and some of them will be born into families that don't. Some of them, a few of them are alive now. So we're talking 2013, so they should be around the age. Some of you guys, these are your kids, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so let's get this other card here. Because of this reading, I'm going to be doing a reading about why this child chose to incarnate in a certain family. I'm not sure when I will do that, but I've been guided to do that. We have this beautiful energy, the diamond-hearted Dakini. I am the light in my own darkness. I face my ego beliefs to feel free. Okay, so this beautiful energy is coming forward to let you know, because some of you guys have really mourned this group, and there's such a light here. There is so much light and brightness here. Their life you knew them in may have been extremely tragic, or they died in a tragic way, or just like they were such a loss. I feel like there may be people who play piano here. I'm seeing someone play piano or keyboards. I'm seeing someone who kind of gets lost in music. This may be a musician as well. And I feel like they want you to know that they're free. They're completely free of any restraints here. And they are actively creating on the other side. And a lot of people don't realize that, but we are creative beings, and creation is an aspect of expanded consciousness. And so when we pass on into the other stage of life, meaning death, creation doesn't stop. We continue to create. They're actively creating their next lifetime. And that lifetime, when you create your next lifetime, you create opportunities within that lifetime, opportunities of possibilities in different time waves within that timeline, and many of them are lining up their timelines. And if this energy has been incarnated already, I feel like there may be some issues with overstimulation. There may be some issues with controlling of anger. There may be some issues with the way that the thought process and things like that. And that's because they came in to heal the patterns within their family. So in this lifetime, they're really having an intense experience with those particular aspects. And they could be genetic as well, and they could be patterning of behavior. Okay, I'm feeling guided to go ahead and get into these. These are 2 clarifying cards. Get into the Angel Oracle deck. I'm not reading any reversals for this group. Group 2 had a bunch of reversals, and I read them all. So let me look at the cards, and I will share them with you. We have the 5 of Swords and the Tower here. So I'm feeling that the end may have been a shock. It may have came as a shock to a lot of you. This person was a fighter. They had a fighting spirit. For some of you, this is like a medical issue. This is like a cancer that came on very, very rapidly, or some kind of medical condition that came on very, very rapidly. And for some of you, I'm seeing like drowning. There was like suffocation. I'm seeing like someone dealing with that as well. Or that there was a heart that just stopped in a kind of, doctors don't really understand it, but just know they took that window of exit at that time, because now they're getting ready for they learned what they needed to learn. They went through what they needed to go through. These are ascended beings who are very aware of what happened in that lifetime, and they learned what they needed to. They passed over in the way that they did. There's various ways this group passed over, okay? For some of you, it has to do with transportation. It could be a car, a train, or an airplane. And for some of you, this took place like this. These people have been crossed over for a while. For some of you, it's like 10 years or more. For some of you, 5. It's different for different people. But I'm feeling like it caused a tower moment, a complete loss, a complete shock. I'm feeling for some of you, now this is, please, take what resonates here. There's a few here in this group that were in a major American happening. I'm not going to label it. I'm not going to name it. I don't want to get into that, but it was a major happening that was very traumatic for the country, and that happened with the Tower card. The towers fell, and it was a shock. But the loss of these, however these souls passed over, the loss, the tower falling, was to bring awareness to certain patterns within families and on a massive scale if they were involved in something that was a big traumatic event. We have the Hierophant and the Page of Swords here. The Hierophant and the Page of Swords. And we have Judgment. Okay. And I'm feeling like there's clarity coming for many of you about this person, it's almost like there's a peace overcoming me. Like I'm just getting to a place of peace, of knowing that they've passed over and all is right. All is how it should be. And these are very powerful beings who have divine missions and purposes for coming back. Their lifetimes were, there was a tower, that lifetimes were brutal. Many of them fought. They fought at the end. They were injured in some way. They had some kind of illness that caused them to fight for their life to some degree. But the end was still very much a loss, because this is a wonderful person who has been through a lot of things. They're a fighter, very strong. I'm getting like a lion and getting Leo energy here as well. So, all right, we're going to move into your letters and your charms. All right, group 3, these are going to be your letters and your charms. This could be your initials, their initials. It could be a family name. It could be something that was meaningful. Just take what resonates here and leave the rest behind. So I'm going to read these off to you. ARQ, YMGXF, CIN, JICBETOOLXROMENJ. Okay. What I got as I was doing your letters is that there's somebody here going to college or This person who passed over had a degree in English lit or some kind of literature theory. I'm not really sure I understand what they're trying to say, but there's some kind of elevated degree here, in that they may have been a writer or may have been working on becoming a writer. And some of you guys found their writing or their art as well in their house. This is just different for different people. I do feel like if you resonate with that, these particular group of people are going to come through to write and create things that is going to help the collective raise their frequency. They're teachers, so they're going to be teaching through writing. They're going to be teaching through their art as well. And we have Lilith here, the Lilith charm. And I'm feeling like they are very much aligned with bringing in this new frequency, this divine feminine energy of power, of owning who you are, of no longer needing validation from others, of singing your own song, being your own unique frequency. I feel like this was part of their energy in a past life. And I'm feeling like there's something about home here. Their home was very special for some of them. They may have been homebodies. They preferred to be home. Maybe they didn't get out a lot. And it's because that was their way of comforting themselves. They may have been a little introverted, and some of you guys may have felt like you didn't even get a chance to know them because they were so introverted. But no, they felt the connection. They felt the connection. But because some of them have had such a difficult time, they often needed alone time. A lot of gifted people do because they get overstimulated, or there's just so much energy coming through because many people, like I feel like within this group, there's a group that was very psychic, very powerful in that area, very empathic, and sometimes they would get overwhelmed by the energies around them, so they would pull back. So you may feel like you didn't get a chance to know them as well, or you may feel like you didn't know them at all, but you loved them for who they were or who they are, and just know that they felt the connection too, and that connection isn't gone. Your connection to this group of people isn't gone. When they incarnate, it won't be gone. All time is now. There is no separation, okay? So if you want to reach out to this person, do. This is the kind of energy that can pass back and forth between realms very easily. Because of that, I feel like I pull the angel cards because I feel like their frequency is angelic. They hold angelic frequencies. They hold divine feminine energy frequencies, divine dark feminine energies, which can be a little unnerving sometimes when they show up. I feel like for some of you, you're having trouble like with actions in life, like going forward, taking a leap towards something that you want. And this energy is around you. And if you would like their help, they will give you intuitive hits on how to move forward. They will also align you with certain people. You will know that they have aligned you because you will get symbols, numbers that repeat. And that is them telling you. Now, each of them seems to be having like different number codes. I'm getting 3s, I'm getting 6s, I'm getting 9s, I'm getting 2s and 4s. So you'll get a stream of 2s or a stream of 4s or a stream of 6s. They won't be mixed up. It'll be a repetitive number. For some of you, they're speaking to you through the written word, through quotes, through other people's words, like videos and movies and things. And for some of you, it's through like books and things like that. So pay attention to that if you align with this particular reading. So, all right, group 3, that's what I got for you. I hope this resonated. If it did or it didn't, please leave me a comment in the comment section down below. I would love to hear from you guys. I hope you have a most beautiful day. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I'd love to have you as a member of my tribe. And I'll see you beautiful magical creatures next time. Bye, guys.